Welcome everyone to the Finding Neema podcast. My name is Neema Naz, aka Neema Naz, because I don't have any other name. This podcast is sponsored by nobody because I'm broke as fuck. Someone please sponsor me. No, I'm just kidding. It'll happen soon. So for this week's podcast, it's something new that I'm trying out. I decided, you know what? I haven't had any guests, and I've had 5 episodes already. So I was like, you know what? And people have been requesting that I have guests on, so I will start that now with my good buddy Farokh, aka Good Life, or Farokh for all the white people who don't know how to pronounce
What's up,
the name.
guys? What's up,
What's
Yo,
up?
Neema, congrats on your podcast. And I'm happy you said it's your first Zoom one, like your first guest. So, of course, honored and glad to be here. So, I'm Farokh, or Farokh for the non-Persians.
Yeah, Farokh.
I'm a 25-year-old entrepreneur, social media influencer, and I can't wait to just like get cracking and talk to you about, all the stuff we spoke about already and just whatever you have in store for everyone.
100%, man. We're actually the same age too, so that's pretty dope. I'm 2 months younger than him, so I'm a youth to him.
You're my baby, bro. Damn.
I'm a baby, fam. You know what I mean? But it's cool, man. Like we're both Persian, so I gotta put on my fellow Persians. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
And that's it, man. We gotta support each other, right? So
Always.
you're the perfect first guest for me, and we're just gonna have fun, man. It's a very chill, laid back podcast. My podcast is obviously a comedy podcast, so it's like a lot of laughs or it's just I say stupid, weird shit. But also at the same time, I like yeah, for sure, yeah. But at the same time, I like providing value, obviously, because that's the whole point is being funny, entertaining, but also providing value. That's the most important thing here. And yeah, so we're just gonna have fun with it. So Farokh, am I even pronouncing it right? I always feel like I'm pronouncing it wrong.
What do you mean? You're Persian. You should be pronouncing it right.
Buddy, I don't know what the fuck I am touching. Okay.
What are you saying?
Oh my God, is Farokh or Farokh? I don't know.
Farokh.
Farokh.
There you go.
Scratch that throat, bro. Farokh. So Farokh is man, this guy is a social media mogul. He's the nicest guy, man. This guy, honestly, here's a quick thing before we get into it. When I first heard about you, so actually one of my big supporters on my page, her name is Serena, actually, and she's actually a big supporter of you.
Shout out Serena.
Shout out Serena, and you know what?
Literally our biggest fan to both of us.
Biggest fan.
Arguably
100%.
one of the biggest. Yeah.
Man, and it's crazy because I talked about this on my previous podcast, and I actually shouted her out on there too because I was like, yo, she is like literally I've never seen support from someone as much as this girl.
She made a fan page of me.
Same. Bro, I'm a nobody, and she made a.
You're not a nobody, but you're not a nobody though.
Nah, thank you, I appreciate that. But I'm just saying it's crazy because like, she messaged me saying, "Hey, I love this guy Farokh," and then like another guy, whatever, like you should follow him. And like that day, you actually followed me, I think, or you messaged me or some shit. I don't remember what happened, but like
that's funny.
I remember her mentioning your name, and that day you also like popped up.
Because I had seen your TikTok so many times. And then I'm like, okay, like I was on TikTok and like since months, like I see you pop in and out of my For You page, but I never actually like checked it out. And I'm like, okay, I'm just going to check this Persian guy. It looks funny. I checked it out and I clicked on Instagram, which is what I love about TikTok. You can directly go to IG, right? When you click one button. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll DM him. I was like, and I just DM'd you and I said, I like your work, right? That was I think my first DM.
I remember that. Actually, that's true. I think that's what happened. And I was like, actually I was surprised. I was like, yo, what the fuck? Like, Farokh, who's this verified looking guy? He's a pretty boy. This guy's a big business guy. And he's messaging me. I'm like, what the fuck? And then I found out you.
I wrote to you. Oh, it's like, I'll read you. I said, April 22nd, I said, love to see my fellow Persians winning social. Big fan of your TikTok. Parcham Balast. And then you're like, yo, someone literally just messaged me to tell me about you. Like, the same time.
That's crazy, right? It's crazy
how life works, bro.
Crazy, man. Did she mention my name to you ever or no?
No, not at that stage.
Okay. So, yeah. Okay, but my point is, like, it's crazy how that works. It's just a manifestation, bro. It is, honestly, life comes full circle at some point. It's meant to happen.
When you feel the machine, like life, when you put yourself out there, like at some point, like things start like just getting together. And 100%. You just don't understand how, but they do, So that's the beauty of social.
It is, man. It's the beauty of it, and I'm all for it. And it's funny because I was doing a YouTube live stream 2 days ago or yesterday, and Serena was tuned in, obviously, because she's on everything. And she's like, "Yo, she's hounding me. When are you doing a podcast with Farokh? Please do a podcast with Farokh." And I didn't tell her. I was like, don't worry, like maybe. And then, but like I obviously knew we were gonna do it. And then she's like, yo, honestly, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry if you do it. So this is for her. If she's watching, she will be watching this. She's probably gonna lose her mind right now because we're both on the
Absolutely.
same.
But that's
So, shout out
funny.
to her.
It's good you say that. It's good. It's funny, but it's true. Like people out some, you know, it's people do a lot, and I love it. Yeah, it's just respect, you know.
Exactly. I have all the love for anyone who supports someone else who doesn't even know who you are. That's amazing. So much love for that. And
Yeah.
I wish more people in the world would do that, man. Honestly, there's a lot of haters and shit. Obviously, we both deal with that, but it's nice
but
having supporters
whatever.
like that.
Exactly. But you'll see, like there's so many more and so much more support and supporters than there's haters. Like that's why, like the question I get the most, dead ass, like literally the question I get the most is, how do you deal with negativity? And every single answer of mine is, I just don't deal with it.
So what do you mean? Like, what do you do? Like, just like
I don't look
ignore
at it.
it?
I don't look at it. I don't look at it. I don't let it fade me. I don't let it get to my head. I don't let it get to my heart. I don't let it get to me at all. Because I look at the positive. So for every like one negative person, there's like 10 Serenas, bro. You feel me? Like
exactly. That's true.
So there's so many. So if you just focus on how everything else is nice around it, then you don't care about some hating comment about you. Like it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's
and it's so funny because I literally feel like that. It's not even a show. Like I literally am not baited by it, and I use it to fuel myself. Like I love it. When people hate me, the thing what they don't understand, you're giving me even more fuel than someone who loves me sometimes.
Yeah, and are you doing that because like you kind of want to like prove those people wrong, or like
no?
It's just like it's an internal driving force of like, you know what? Like,
I just have
like,
myself to prove right.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, that's the best way to go about it, man. Because honestly, like I get it, obviously hate comments too, but like what I choose to do is I don't. First of all, I don't respond, because as soon as I respond back to that person, I immediately lose because I've already given in to what they wanted me to do. Right?
You lower yourself.
I bring myself down.
Yeah.
What's the point of doing that, right? So I'm already like inviting myself into the negativity, which I don't want. So me responding already makes me lose, and that person gets what they want, and in turn, it makes you look bad as a brand too.
It does make you look bad, unless sometimes though, there's certain comments that need to be addressed back in a smart way, so you can outsmart it. Because very often the people who go and hate on you for free on social, think about that, really are not all that. Like they're worse than anyone else. They're like most of the time, like, and like, so you answer them is because they want to trigger you and they want an answer from you that's going to be degrading. But if you answer them with like literally me, I joke right now on social, by the way, I've been answering all my haters since a couple of days. When I say, you want the smoke, come and get it. But I give them the smoke in the most beautiful way, in my way, very witty, smart, and respectful.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh shit. And a lot of them, I even invited a hater of mine to hit my DMs.
Really?
And I sent him voice notes. And then he was like, I'm so sorry. And like, I have apology messages from people.
Wow.
Like every day I get 1 or 2 apology messages from
like
someone
a whole
saying
paragraph
of that, or just a simple, like, you know, for the boys, it's harder to apologize. But
yeah,
like,
of course.
You know, but like, it's like, and it's like, but the point being, like, look into these people. Like one day someone insulted me for free. In the morning I woke up and then someone said, oh, you're nothing but a scum, cunt, whatever. Literally big words like that. I messaged him back. I said, it was like a Sunday morning and I was feeling really good. And I go, I wish you nothing but positivity, because you must be really hurting inside for you to hate on someone so freely.
Yeah.
A couple hours later, I'm sorry, bro. I'm having a bad day. And I apologize. You're right. And I go, listen, I understand you're having a bad day, but we all are sometimes. So just don't do that. Don't be that guy.
Wow.
He never did that. That's it.
Dude, so Farokh coming to save lives out here. Farokh is saving lives day by day. That's amazing, man. Because that's what I'm saying, bro. Like with positivity, bro, that shit always goes out the window, man. Like what Gary Vee says, bro. We both love Gary Vee, obviously, right? And you know Gary Vee, right? And like he always says, like, kindness is key, bro. Kindness is number one thing. Kindness.
It's everything. But people underestimate that. But it's really good advice, actually, because like I feel like I figured that out finally. Like like really applying it, and it's just like it's the best thing. You know, there's nothing better than just like kindness and just being cool and being yourself, man. That's it.
Yeah,
and everyone who's watching this, I know we completely went off and talked about this stuff, but like,
100%.
like there's a lot of future creators, and I'm really happy we're having this discussion because I haven't really had it on the podcast before, and I've done a lot of them.
Okay.
So that's the number one thing that stops creators from creating. Is the hate and the mean messages, you know? But if you don't let it fade away, you end up like this guy who's like always laughing about himself on social, and me who I do a lot of serious stuff, but I also don't mind making fun of myself on social because I don't mind it, you know?
Yeah.
And that's it.
Because you're confident with yourself and you have your goals, you know what you're going, what you're working towards, and like no one's opinions matters to you, like whether it's positive or negative, because like if you also let the positivity get to you as well, like your ego starts inflating and you think you're hot shit, but you're not. Like you bring yourself down in the middle, right? Because
but the positivity is
just
like,
human, right? So
you should use it to just keep going.
Yeah, for sure. Like obviously look at the positive more than negative.
Yeah, of course. I know what you mean.
You see both, obviously, but you don't let either of them really affect you in like in a big way, obviously. So,
I agree. I'm with you 100%.
Yeah. By the way, shout out Bulletproof Coffee. This looks like tea. It's a teacup, but it's Bulletproof Coffee. Thank you, Dave Asprey, for the information on health. If you haven't, honestly, search up Bulletproof Coffee. Bulletproof after this.
I know.
Changed my life.
All about it.
Okay. Changed my life, bro. Changed my life.
I like my coffee a certain way. I'm like, and I know how good it is or whatever. Like I haven't done the scientific research, so I'm not going to vouch for it either. But like, I know a lot of people take it around me, especially a lot of entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it works. I just like my coffee how I like it.
Exactly. Hey man, you do what you like, bro. You do what you like.
Exactly.
Don't fucking listen to anybody. Do what you want in life, all right? Follow your passion and your dream, and just go for it, okay? All right, so I just want to know a little bit more about you, man. Like I know you probably get this all the time, and honestly, I get it all the time too. When I'm a guest, there I was like, oh, tell me about yourself. Like, what do you do? Like, how did you get into this shit? But like, I don't know. I just want to just hear from your own take now, I guess. But you're a CEO, obviously, right? At Good Life Media, which is
I will have my own company.
Yeah, which is dope. I just discovered it, obviously, like after I heard about you like 2 days ago. I looked into it and it was like fucking dope, and I didn't even realize like you own the whole company, which is amazing. And
I have a bunch of pages actually. So what I did is I've been doing social media since I'm 12 years old. Like not necessarily like but not necessarily like a serious. Like I've been just browsing around, playing around with it, starting Facebook pages when I was like 12, 13, when Facebook were created. So, and then Twitter and all that stuff. And in 2011, I moved to Tumblr. So I'm just making it really short for y'all because I could tell that story for like 2 hours.
No, for sure. Yeah.
And then I moved to Tumblr, where I created a luxury blog called Mr. Good Life back in the days. So I made that in 3 years, one of the biggest luxury blogs in the world on Tumblr. And like all my edits, everything I was doing was viral. So, cause I always had a passion for fine craftsmanship. So things that take time. So, and I always loved cars, like nice cars, beautiful homes, fine cuisine. That's my French side. I was born in France and raised there.
Like a true Persian too.
Like a true Persian. I love BMWs.
BMW,
Mercedes, tout ça. Luxury. So anyways, like a true Persian. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Always loved the stuff too, but also for the fine stuff. And then I blew up. But then I realized 2014 comes. Like, I'm not monetizing it. I'm just a regular kid with like, I was in law school. I was doing law international relations. I'm like, I'm just working like, minimum wage whenever I can, 15 hours a week every now and then, 40 hours a week on the summer, whatever. Like everybody watching this probably, honestly. And then I'm like, you know what? Fuck, Instagram's gonna blow up. Like I see it, like it's coming. It's 2014, November 2014 at this stage. And I'm like, I'm gonna move Good Life, Mr. Good Life, to Instagram. I dumped Tumblr. I went to Instagram. I did 3 months of homework. For 3 months, I was on my phone all day long, all night long. I was just trying to grow my page, trying to understand how it worked. And I've slowly built a business. Fast forward 1 year, I have 4 million followers throughout multiple pages. So I started building like a love page, a travel page, a luxury page, my personal page. I started building multiple channels because I saw that marketing dollars were going to go from billboards and traditional media to that. But people were laughing about it. So right now, you or anyone else is probably like, oh yeah, obviously. But like in 2014, it was like, bro, what are you smoking? Like,
oh yeah.
like, why would I post my ad? Why would I make a company on Instagram? You know what I mean? That was the,
right.
you know, so then I started doing that, and 2 years later, I'm at 10 million followers. So obviously, I built my
Jesus
own.
Christ.
I built
On
my
one
own media
account?
company. Oh no, multiple.
Oh, okay.
I
Like you had a
built
bunch of
multiple
accounts.
channels. Right.
Oh, but why'd you make multiple channels for the same
Because
company?
I wanted to be able to advertise and build a company, so I have multiple channels. When you go on TV and you browse TV, there's Animal Channel, there's the news, there's this. I had Good Life for luxury. I had Couple Feelings for love, where people like to follow love pages, couples, relationships. Then I had Life Hack Hub for like tech. I had whatever.
Yeah.
Understand?
And then your own personal page.
And then my personal page. So I did that, but at the same time, since I had built it, so since we're like the OGs in that game, we had like chats where we had everyone who was page owners together, and we still do. Shout out to all the boys, like my boys. Like we have a group called Explore. Like we started in 2016. It's funny. Gary Vee made a video for it once.
Oh, really? Nice.
And like, yeah, and so we were all friends. So anyways, built a group. So I started my own media company. So I went from being an influencer, because I didn't want to be just a guy with followers that does posts and stuff. I was never interested in that. I want to build a company, because I was always entrepreneurial. For me, this was business.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
So I built multiple pages in a network that was massive. And today I can advertise to 100 million people in a week. You know, I don't own those followers. I don't own those pages, but I advertise because of my network to everybody. So like if someone wants to be seen by, let's say by end of day, you want 100 million reach on 100,000 people to see your post, or 100,000, I'll see it. But if by the end of the month you want 100 million impressions, like we're going to try and pull that, or 100 million worse followers. Yeah.
That's insane. So you like
cool.
right now, like all those accounts are still like active and well, like they're still
going? Most of them. I mean, I got rid of a lot of them because my focus is most on my personal brand. Obviously, right now, Farokh, like my personal page, and Good Life always, because it's my baby. But I still have a few of these. Maybe now I have 3 or 4 or 5 million followers. I forget, and I got like 2 accounts disabled, and I forgot password to some of them. You know what's funny? I'm locked out of like all my 50,000, 100,000 follower accounts.
Wow.
I even gave one away just for the fuck of it the other day.
Really?
On my page.
I remember that. Yeah, I saw that. That's
I gave someone a 67,000 follower page just because it was sitting there.
Why not? Fuck it.
I mean, look, we were talking about our fans. These people are the best. I didn't ask them for anything. I didn't ask them for a follow. I didn't ask them to tag friends. I didn't ask them. I just asked them to comment why they should be getting the account.
Yeah.
That's all I did.
You just picked a random person who like commented on your post?
I picked the one that I thought deserved it the most. From my point of view. No bias. No, super bias in terms of my point of view, but not bias in terms of the person.
Nice. And if you can you share what the person said or no?
Oh yeah, I made a whole highlight and I shared. I forgot what it was exactly, but I went live and I had a whole live where there was like 300 people live. It was super fun. Nice. I got 1,900 people entered my comments. Yeah, holy. And I read all of them.
You're a G, bro. This guy read all 1,900 comments. Holy fuck! I have sometimes trouble reading like 500. This guy's doing 1,900.
Dog, I post an answer to comments to about 1,000 reply like a week.
1,000 replies a week.
Yeah, at least.
Like on just the one account or the 2 accounts? Or?
Yeah, I just comment and like a total my activity. I'm like 1,000, 2,000 a week.
Bro, you're a machine. Do you have anyone else helping you with this, or is it just you?
When it comes to my personal brand, I'm one man company, bro.
So like, man, here's what I want to know: is how the fuck are you commenting everywhere? Because here's another thing. Farokh, if you're listening to this or watching this, dude, this guy is everywhere. Like now that I'm following you too, like every account I follow. What?
We're gonna do this live. Keep going. We're gonna do this live.
Every account I follow that's like not my page, or whatever, or him, I scroll down and I never scroll on my Instagram. I'm just like posting my shit, and doing stories, and then that's it. But every time I look at my homepage, I see a comment under the post, Farokh. Wow, this is crazy. Farokh, oh my God, yeah, this guy's going to town on this animal. Like crazy. Like every time I see Farokh's name commenting on everything, it's insane. And
you like him
I want to know. Sorry?
You like him?
I love them. I I like all of them too. I'm like, oh, that's Farokh. I know him. This guy. How do you? What I want to know is how. That's what I want to learn for myself is how do you know what to comment on people's posts or memes or like how do you know like and why are you doing that? You know what I mean? Like why are you commenting on all these pages?
I go quick. I have the post notifications on. So right now this page is just posted. I'm gonna click on it. Quarantine day 93 and whatever. Like it's about like it's about quarantine. So just post a comment about that, right?
Yeah.
And
Like
so what
anything.
I do,
Just like anything.
Just
Random.
did it, yeah. But what I like to do, here's what you do though. A lot of people ask me like, how come every time? Because a lot of people they do it wrong. They have bots and they post the same comments as usual. That's how you get deleted, by the way. Or other people just post the same comment every single time. Or some other, I think, just are just not funny, bring no value, but whatever. At least they're trying, right?
Yeah.
I think what I like to do is to be as witty as possible and quick with it, but also like if I'm not bringing value or motivating people, at least I want to be funny.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
know?
That's like your outlet to be funny.
Because it's a meme page. But the thing is, in general, I've been pushing people to go comment and be active as possible on people's pages that pertain to themselves and their niche, you know? Like you're a comedian, maybe on meme pages, but also on like comedian pages and stuff like that, right? But the reason I do it for is because you get a lot of traffic. It's not a lie.
Really?
Numbers don't lie. I mean, I've
Really?
gotten 10 million profile visits in the last 15 weeks.
Jesus Christ.
Let that sink
10
in.
million?
Let that sink in, yeah. 10 million profile visits, yeah.
In the last week?
15 weeks.
3 months. 15 weeks.
A little more.
Wow. That's still incredible,
a little more than 3 months. 4 months. It was about 12, 15.
You think that's all because you're commenting on these different pages?
Mostly. And then also content. So I post a lot. I reach out a lot. This and that. And I post content that gets shared. Like sometimes when I post a video or a photo, like it gets like 1,000 shares. So of course that helps. I'm sure you see that too. But mostly by putting myself out there, you know, just like, you know, really just grinding it out. And I was just talking about this actually with Gary on the Tea with Gary V, which was, I brought that topic up on purpose because I wanted it to be a little more like mainstream. Right. And because like people like to keep it to themselves. I'm like, why? Like if it can help someone like Neema, for example, bro, like I'm going to do it. And then so right now I'm getting all these DMs from people saying like, yo, like, oh, look, I got 100 likes on this comment. I got 2,000 likes on this comment. I got 10,000 likes on this comment. Yeah. But the next thing, the most asked question for me, the next step is, okay, I get all these profile visits. How did you turn them into followers? Because most people can't. So that's the hardest part. That's where your content comes in. That's where a lot of different, your bio, a lot of your photo, a lot of different things come in. Your branding as a whole come in. It's a whole science to everything you do on social media, you know?
It's a formula.
So that's why. And and on top of that, I'm not going to lie, like I'm having the most fun I've had since I created Instagram. Yeah. Like with the comments, like people say, oh, but people don't understand. Like I've been grinding this shit for 6 years. Instagram every day. There's not one day on Instagram I didn't grind in 6 years. Whether it was my pages, some other pages, or just like selling ads and building my business. So like, at some point it became just like, blah. Like people say, oh, you have all these followers, it's special. I'm like, no, it's just boring at this stage. Right. So like you want also fulfillment and other things, and that's just so fun, bro. And I get DMs like, yo, your comments make me laugh. Yeah. So I followed you. Or some people say, once to 5 times a day, someone say, I hate your comments. I thought you were annoying. I followed you to see who you are. And I thought you're amazing. Like again, like the positivity. Yeah.
Really?
So look, I'm having fun. I help people. I do and it doesn't, people think it takes all my day, bro. It takes like 5 seconds to drop a freaking comment. Multiply that by 50 times a day. Like, okay, it's not a big deal, bro. Or 25 times a day. Or I invite people to start doing 1 comment per day. And then 5. What's 5 comments, bro?
Nothing.
You know how many pages are being posted? How many pieces of content are being posted on Instagram per day? Wow, that's a good odds thing. I should make a quote like how many pages, like how many posts per day?
Probably like millions, bro. Millions, maybe even billions, bro.
How many posts per day on Instagram? I'm really curious. Like millions, right?
At least, bro. Look,
here,
I think a billion.
Oh wait, yeah, probably. Hold on. How many? I don't even know. How?
It's at least, man. It has to be billions, man. It has to be. Dude, all the meme pages who post like 7 times a day or more. Like,
how many photos are being posted on Instagram per day?
This guy's on Siri.
I'm too lazy right now to type. I don't want to waste your time on your podcast.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't say. It's just everyone saying, "Oh, you should post." Oh, 400. There you go. Wait. Wow, there's more than 100 million. But more than 400 million posts are shared on Instagram stories daily. Think about that.
Dude, that's insane.
Yeah. So
400 million.
5. So I'm just asking you to comment 5 times.
Yo, you know what's funny though? That's just on Instagram, bro. YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Snapchat, like everything, right? Everywhere. And I actually start doing that too myself because I remember you talking about I comment on everything. You're the fucking comment king.
CEO of commenting.
Sorry?
CEO of commenting on Instagram.
CEO of commenting. Yeah, the TikTok term. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If you don't know TikTok, there's a lot of different terminology. Just
it's another world.
It's another world. But anyways, I started actually doing that on TikTok too, bro. I saw a notification once 2 days ago. I clicked on it. Someone liked my comment. I was like, what the fuck? I don't remember commenting this. I go on the comment, bro. It's another random like person's like video on TikTok. Dude, it has 24,000 likes. Just me saying, "Oh, this is the best feeling ever."
No
24,000
way.
likes. I swear to
I've been
God.
doing TikTok, so I don't spend that much time on TikTok, but when I do, I comment like for an hour. And I know I gain about 100 followers a day, and I don't even post.
Yeah, same.
I'm
There's
at
not a day doesn't.
76K growing just from commenting once or
Yeah,
twice a day.
exactly. That's great, and we're pretty much the same level too. Like, I get like at least a few hundred a day. Like every day goes by, like not one day goes by where I don't get at least a few hundred.
But you
And that's
post really good content on TikTok.
well,
Like you're
that as
always
well. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Like I post, but I also comment on people's shit too that are like
good shit.
viral or on the For
Same
You
thing,
pages.
bro.
It helps.
Same thing. All tips apply to all socials.
Yeah.
So when people listen, like me, I'm an Instagram expert, personal branding expert. This is my shit. This is my jam. This is what I've been doing. But that doesn't mean that you cannot and should not apply the same concepts, maybe not the same ways, but same concepts on another platform.
Yeah, exactly.
Same thing. And then when you can, do it on multiple at once, you know?
Yeah. And like, do you think it's beneficial for only people who are like trying to do this as like their job, as their full-time job, like as like
yeah,
a
but if someone was
creator
doing it for fun, I know
Even
those
if it's
kids
fun?
in my DMs, bro. They're just doing it for fun, and this guy's like, "Yo, I gained 1,200 followers, and I was at 3,000." Everyone's happy. He's happy to have a couple more thousand followers.
Yeah, it's like that's if it interests you, obviously. But like for people, especially like us, who are content creators or trying to grow a
Very
company,
important.
like that's very important to do this.
Very
and especially
important.
because even if you're not a comedian or whatever, and you're writing funny comments on another meme page, bro, people will click on your profile and be like, "Oh, this guy's a chef. That's so cool. He's a cool chef. Let me follow this guy because he's writing funny comments."
Or you
like,
can just go
it just
comment
makes
on
your brand
foodie
cool.
pages. You can just go comment on
Everything.
food pages, give your 2 cents on the recipe, bring value to people. You know that every comment, like some pages have a more like, some pages are just like people are there for the laughs. Some people, and then there's certain languages. You can go comment in your local page. Like there's some German people send me comments they wrote in German on their German meme pages, bro.
Wow.
Simple.
Really?
You know? Yeah, of course.
Just different languages, bro. Taking over the fucking game in every language.
I made a comment today targeted towards Persians. 500 replies, 2,000 likes.
Where?
You're gonna laugh. I'm gonna read this on.
Where
on
was this?
Thing. You're gonna laugh so hard at this.
Which
comment.
account, buddy? Which one? Which one?
On Memes Are. Look at that.
Memes Are?
Memes Are, yeah. That post that says $100 to anyone who's okay. So it goes for the people listening to us because they're not seeing it. $100 to anyone whose dad name isn't Mike, John, Chris, Dave, Rob, Joe, Frank, Jeff, Steve. Like nobody can honestly, like unless you're like American or something. So me, I commented that. $100 to anyone Persian whose dad name isn't Reza, Muhammad, Babak, Ali, Amir Hossein, or Bijan. 3,600 likes.
Holy.
527 replies. I gained at least 500 Persian followers in 24 hours.
Bro, what meme account was that?
Memes Are.
Memes Are? I don't even know what that is.
MEMEZAR. It's a good friend of mine. It's really big. It's one of the biggest in the world, actually.
Holy
I call it top 2 in the world, but
Jesus Christ, that's insane.
So it's so funny.
I'm gonna follow that just now. Or did you send it to me? Okay, no, I'll look into it.
Yeah, just follow the page. MEMEZAR.
Yeah. But anyways,
all goes to saying, like you see, you can post comments pertaining to your community, to the people. Like it's just so fun, man. Like it's a lot.
That's insane,
cool.
bro. Oh, see, okay. Here's another thing I want to fucking talk about. Why are meme pages private?
So that's a very good question. I get a lot. So the other thing about comments, the other day there was a joke made by a meme page about being private, and I commented under and I explained to everyone why, and it got like 6,000 likes. So I'm gonna explain to you.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, with the current algorithm on Instagram, how do I put it? So I want to explain it in a way that is going to be understandable for everybody. So when you're an old page, you tend to start bleeding followers, meaning that when every post you make, you kind of start losing followers and losing. It's very hard to maintain growth, guys. When you see followers, pages losing followers, not like 10,000 a day, but like they lose like gradually. That's when you know it's real. They have real followers, but they're just losing a bit. You know, it happens. I was there. I just turned it around because I just know what I'm doing. But so you start bleeding. So the reason they go private is they take a hit on the engagement. So they might not get the engagement they would get. usually, but it's not a huge hit. But with the shares you're getting, people have to follow to see it.
Oh, so they get new followers that way.
But see, there's pros and cons. It's a balance. But you will have a 20-30% drop rate after that. People will unfollow. They're just most likely to. So they're gonna have to accept. They're gonna have to follow you to consume, but they might just be like, nah. So it's just a reverse to the medal. You, Neema, you should never go private.
No,
for the reason that you post videos and you want virality, because when you are not that big, like I'm talking, they're 20 mil. We're not that big compared to them.
No, I'm not even close. Yeah.
Okay, but let's say even smaller. But you're very big though within you're like, but anyways, at scale, you can't go viral when you're private. You just
private.
can't.
No, you can't. There's no way.
So that's but you asked for the meme pages.
That makes sense.
So that's the answer.
Wow, that's amazing. Because I'm like, why the fuck is this shit private? Let me just see
But see, a lot of them are not. So people say, oh, but 9gag isn't. But bro, 9gag is a massive brand. It's not a meme page.
That's different.
Fuck
yeah,
Jerry
that's different.
isn't. Fuck Jerry is a brand. The thing is, a brand should never be private.
Yeah, no. Because
but me on my personal, I like to play on and off.
Really?
Because I yes, but on Good Life, I used to be private and I got sick of it. And I was like, you know what? Instead of that, I'm going to beat the system. We started posting 4-6 times a day, quality, beautiful, luxury HD photos. I gained 140,000 followers since, but I'm public.
Fuck. That's crazy. And how do you, and my question is, how do you do your content for a Good Life? Like, what's your main thing?
Well, we work with a lot of photographers. We work with, because I'm not creating any content on that page.
Oh, you're just like paying people to do it.
We work with a lot of photographers to get credit rights. So they let us use the photos and they get a shout out, because there's a lot of people that want to put their work out there. So we work with them.
Oh, so you use your following as leverage a little
permission.
Bit.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. That's cool. So you don't actually like pay anyone to like do your shit, like mostly.
No.
So it's all you just kind of like collaborating. You're working together.
Right. Unless I want to build like a whole lifestyle page at a Good Life where I'm going to go myself around and travel.
Right.
And then that's different.
That's cool. Okay. Yeah. And what's your like
channel? It's a luxury channel. You know how there's new pages?
Yeah.
You know how there's new pages, then there's luxury pages. It's just that we repost based on, but we actually ask for permission.
Wow. Okay, that's cool. And what's your like what's your goal? What's your end goal with all this? Like, what are you trying to do? Like, what's your main thing here? Like, what are you working toward? Why the fuck are you doing this shit? You know what I mean? That's what I want to know.
I love how you framed that question. It's probably the most asked question for anyone who's doing anything. Why the fuck are you doing that?
I feel like Gary Vee inside me when I say that, because this guy always swears, right? And by the way, if you want, you can tell everyone how anything about Gary Vee that you've had experience with, if you want. Yeah, because I know you've obviously met him. You know, so if you want to share that really quick.
I'm gonna tell you first why like I'm gonna ask you a question because it's a good one. Yeah, asking me why the fuck I'm doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
It's because it's allowed me to really meet amazing people. I've networked with the most craziest people. Like I've met amazing mentors, friends, brothers, sisters, and I've made and it's made me quite a good living so far. I'm very happy with where I've come from, and I'm just consistently building. And then my next step right now is just building my own product stores. So I'm working on stuff. I already told you about it, but I'm working on multiple of those, and I'm just trying to continue with my personal brand. I want to get maybe into a little more speaking. I was never a fan of it, but I think that with the voice and that I have and the brand that I'm building for myself and the platform, I can take it to a certain next level to actually educate, teach, but also like build a consulting business out of it. Which, by the way, I've been paid consulting for the last 3 years, but it's just never advertised it. Yeah. And with Good Life down the line, I mean, I'd love to make it a full-blown media company, with a website, with, different channels, different streams of income, different socials. So definitely those are the two things that I'm actively working on every single day. But besides that, I mean, look, I've always been like a side hustle type of guy as well. Like I'm an entrepreneur, but I'm essentially a solopreneur. So meaning that it's different. You are a solopreneur too, actually.
Solopreneur?
Solopreneur.
I've never heard that in my entire life.
So it's meaning that, do you have any employees or whatever? It's just Neema, right? And Neema is a brand, is a company, right?
It's just me. It's just me, Neema Naz. Yeah.
We are one-man entrepreneurs. And one-man companies. And that's what I mean by that, by the way. So, and I was always that guy, but I'm looking to becoming really like more like building something sustainable with like a big foundation that's going to last over 10 years. So that's really the move I'm making right now.
Okay.
Now that I've had 6 years of experience in my business, in my field, I've reached that level where I can be called an expert, and I have been vouched for and called an expert by the people in my industry.
Sick.
And that's just, now it's time to raise it to the next level. I'm 25 now. I think I'm mature enough to just take things higher.
100%. I fucking love it, bro. I love that shit. And it inspires me too, because like knowing there are other people like who have the same mindset as I do.
That it's achievable.
It's achievable.
It's relatable.
Anyone can do this, man. You just have to really want it. You have to be passionate about it and have a plan, because more so than anything, you're not going to get anywhere without having a plan for the shit. You have to think ahead as well, right? So that's the biggest thing for me too. And just if you want to, what's your, like, do you have a, like, I want to know what your process is. Like, how do you like, because you do a lot of shit during the day, obviously too, right? Like from like handling your memes, your business, all this shit. How do you like plan everything around your schedule? Like, what do you write stuff down? Do you have a clipboard somewhere? Like, how do you know what you're doing every day, or like even next week or stuff like that?
So that's something I've always struggled with. Like throughout my journey, I've always had a trouble with that, because I was never the type of guy to like, okay, like, you know how everybody was like, oh, you need to like write down. I've never been like that good at that. So I've always worked on it. Like, I have a notepad next to me. I have a board next to me. They're empty. I've used the notepad a bit here and there. I do what I do every morning now. What I try to do once a day, I get on the notes on my computer or my phone, and I have one major to-do list, and every day I update it. So to do May 13th, to do May 14th, to do May, and sometimes the same day. I just didn't do anything of that thing, and I put it on the next day. It's fine, as long as it's always there in front of me to remind me what I have to do.
So you know you have to work towards it.
Yes, but I've also created a habit and processes. So it takes 21 days to create a habit. So for the person getting started, you want to start building those habits, right? You want to do the same thing repeatedly, because we're machines at the end of the day, and you can, like, when you process your brain to certain things a certain way, it just understands what it needs to do. So the way I plan my stuff, though, I write them down. I try to be as organized as possible, as clean as possible, you know, and you want to be like really free of mind, and you want to just always focus, like, and go, like, take a step back and like really understand what needs to get done. Yeah. You have to just always be on it. But the thing is, I've always had a problem with just following one strict plan, because there's so much happening at the same time.
I know. There's a lot of like simultaneous things happening too. Like a lot of things will just happen randomly. It's out of your control. Yeah. And you have to keep like, oh fuck, I have to do this. And then you have to like kind of like put the other thing to the side. But like I know a lot of like people who are successful though, like a lot of like, you know, The Rock, Kevin Hart, like all these people, whatever, like they obviously got there for a reason. And a lot of people don't see the behind the scenes part of all of this, right? They just think this shit happens overnight. No, man, this shit's been happening for years. Like, you think Kevin Hart would be this big if he didn't fucking like grind every single day, like, you know, like doing gigs and like planning shit out, like knowing what you're doing, you know what I mean? Like thinking ahead. Like this guy was doing stand up for 20 years before he actually blew up. 20 years, bro. So that just goes to show, like, first of all, don't ever give up on what you're doing, right? Because you never know. You never know when something's gonna pop up.
That's true.
Right? And then like, as long as you're still happy doing what you're doing, then why would you even give up, right? It's like happiness is like the most important thing, I think, in this whole life. Is
very important.
No matter how much money you're making. Yeah.
I've been thinking about that for the last week, about that specifically every day. I've had a lot of thought about that, and it's very interesting. It's true, because at the end of the day, actually one of my comments to go back, that was about that. And I had a whole debate with people. We got hundreds of comments, and I just kept replying. We had debates, and I just came down to the conclusion that success is just the perfect balance between wealth and happiness. Yeah. Because you can be all the happy you want, but it's very hard to do it without money in the society we live in. Meaning, like, to be able to help yourself, your family. I'm talking about basic stuff, like putting food on the table is happiness. Yeah. I'm not talking about like getting a Porsche car. Okay. No, doesn't matter. And then at the same time, you can have all the money you want, but fuck, if you don't have the main people and the key ingredients to happiness, you're gonna be miserable and you're gonna die alone. In Iran, we say a lot, you're not gonna take your money with you.
Really? I don't know they said that, but
you're not gonna take, like, my mother was told me, and her father used to say, like, when you die, like, you're not gonna take your money to the coffin.
That's true. You're gonna take yourself. That's all you have is yourself. Yeah. At the end of the day. So if you're not happy on the inside, then none of this shit fucking matters. And that's why it hurts me and pains me inside seeing all these people do shit that they don't want to do because they think they have to do it just to survive, or like take care of this, or this is the only way. Like very narrow-minded, right?
Yeah.
And there's so many people who have so much potential in this world to be great at what they're actually good at, but they just like they're too scared to do it or too afraid of the risk. But I'm like, man, like especially people our age or even younger, they're like, no, like I'm not allowed because my parents said so or this said so. I'm like, man, like it's saddens me the fact that there's so many people like that who just like don't know how to like go about actually following their
I
passion
agree.
dream. And
I
like,
agree. I totally agree.
what do you like? I mean, like that's what I'm trying to like figure out. Like, so obviously, because I want to provide value as well as much as I can while I'm doing my
Of
thing.
course.
I make people laugh all the time and stuff, and people always message me,
Bro,
hey, like
we need that.
you need that, right? That's what I'm
Bro,
saying.
like, we need it.
Yeah, and I get messages all the time like saying like, oh my god, like obviously like your videos are so funny, blah blah, but like the ones that hit me the most, that keeps me going the most, because like you have to find something that keeps you going as well, and like not validation, but kind of like you find your
Fuel,
purpose. Of,
just fuel. It's fuel.
It's your purpose,
fuel.
right?
Yeah.
So my purpose is like, man, I get DMs sometimes saying like, yo, like honestly, like heartfelt shit, like paragraphs of, yo, my for example, like, yo, my grandma just passed away, and I was in the hospital all day crying, but the only thing that brightened up my day, my whole week, was watching your videos for like the entire day.
Yeah,
I was
man.
like, wow, that's crazy. You know what I mean? Shit like that, and like when I hear stuff like that, I'm like, that's really amazing how someone just doing what you love yourself like changes someone else's day, or like, you know what I mean, like, or their
100%.
even week, their month, or life, and inspires them to even do what they want to do.
Do you ever feel like you owe them to keep going in a way? I know we don't owe anything to anyone, but sometimes don't you feel that you have to keep going?
Sometimes I do, man, especially after you've established yourself as that guy who like is like doing this thing. Yeah, like sometimes I'm like, fuck, man, like I feel bad if I don't post something, or like, you know, after like 2-3 days or whatever. I'm like, because like these people are kind of like, probably like waiting for me, or like they're like expecting me to post.
They
something
are
so
though.
They are though, and like in a way it's great because one, they're big supporters of you, and like they're actually like paying attention to who you are. But at the other end is like, if you shouldn't force anything either, because then the quality just gets
100%.
lower, and it just like it's not true to what you are meant to be doing.
You gotta stay true to your craft at the end of the day too, bro. You
Yeah,
gotta
exactly.
keep putting that quality out there that we know. Yeah, sometimes I feel the same, bro.
Yeah.
Have to keep
but
going.
Anyways, yeah. So back to the thing I wanted to ask before is so we both love Gary Vee, obviously, a little bit off topic here, but I love Gary Vee. Everyone knows I love Gary Vee. I do a great impression of him. People love them.
Great one. I was laughing my ass off. Before coming on, I re-listened to the whole thing.
Amazing. Thank you. I appreciate it. Tea with Gary Vee, boys and girls. All right, go watch that again. So Farokh over here, actually, you met him a couple times, I think, right? I mean, like, if you're interested, you can, if you want to talk about your experience with him, or like
yeah, I mean,
cool
my first encounter with the team was in 2015 when they first started building the Gary Vee brand on Instagram. He had 30,000 followers at the time.
Wow, really?
I didn't even tell you that story before we got on. I told you other stories.
No, you didn't. I didn't know that.
There's another one.
Holy shit.
And Alex De Simone, his Instagram is Dace Nuts on Instagram. These nuts,
oh, okay. Nice.
Dace Nuts. And he's like, anyways, he's been there forever.
Yeah.
And they used to like advertise Gary Vee's personal page on social media. So I guess that was one of the people where they were buying ad space from, right? They were buying from a lot. So I'm not telling people he was my exclusive client, guys. I'm not like overplay. I'm just saying they were buying from me and from like 100 different people, right? But whatever. My first encounter. Through the years, I built relationships with them. And then after like 2 years, 2017, one of my best friends, Elliot, on Instagram, Elliot, the page Dunk is his. On Instagram.
Oh yeah, I've heard of him. Yeah.
Okay, so bro, this guy literally was in the back end working hard with Gary from like 500,000 followers to like 2 million. And Elliot was a friend of mine. And he's like, hey, when you're in New York, you should come and get a meeting with Gary. We'd love to. So whatever. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Like, and at the time, like, I always loved like what Gary was doing in a way that like, I never consumed a lot of his content, but I always had a lot of respect for him because it's funny because I always told my friends like we see very eye to eye in things that he says. Like, oh, I told my friend that the day before. It was hilarious. And then so he's like, so I got a meeting and I went to New York because I was going there, and then it was 15-minute meeting. Ended up staying a whole hour because after 15, Gary himself he goes, could you stay another hour? And I'm like, yeah. I mean, that's the reason I'm in New York. I mean, I mean,
Nothing
literally, I
else
came
to
in here
do.
for 2 days for this.
Yeah.
So yeah, we hung out, and then I became friends with the crew, and then I met them again, like when they came on show to speak. I just saw him for 2 seconds, real quick. Or another time in his office because I went to because at this stage when you're friends with the Vayner boys, like you can go in and out with them. So
Yeah.
they're
That's
friendly, they're people, right?
That's
So
cool.
very good people. Actually, you know, whenever I get on the podcast and people bring Gary Vee up to me, like you did, which is cool, I like to bring up his team. And like his team is really essentially what make the man, you know?
For sure.
Because he's good. He's a great
Yeah.
guy. But and
Without
he's
his
Gary
team.
Vee's the one. But his team is phenomenal. I mean, the
Yeah.
Andy Kranak, Alex DeSimone, you have Tyler, his like the guy who, like these guys work fucking 24/7. You know,
Right.
like recently Zane who got me, he's part of Team Gary Vee, the account, you know, he runs that.
Yeah.
And he's the one who got me on the tee with Gary Vee, actually.
Oh.
With
sick.
Alex said, hey, I called Alex, said, yo, how to get on the tee, and then Alex like picked it up.
Dope.
But like, you know, it's a big team, brother.
Yeah,
It's a very big, well-oiled machine. So yeah, so I've had a bunch of stories, and it's funny. So I have the magazine. Remember, he had an entrepreneur feature.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me show you. So
yeah, he's gonna show it. Show me the money. Show me the goods.
So remember this? He was on the cover.
Yeah. The cover.
So it happened that during the meeting I was at, the guy who was writing this article was following him the entire day, and he was sitting in my meeting. I was like, who the hell is that dude? So at some point in the article, the reporter wrote about today Gary Vee is meeting Farokh Sarmad, CEO of Mr. Good Life, and they talk about how they can bring value to each other. I'm in there. Yeah, it's super funny.
Are you serious?
Bro. Yeah, so I went and bought a bunch of copies.
What? That's so cool, man.
I'll send you that. I'll send you the piece. I'll send you the piece right after
definitely. 100%.
So yeah,
that's awesome, man.
But
wow. See, that's
cool.
The thing, man. Like a lot of people don't realize either is like people like that, like Gary Vee. It's not just happening on his own. Like he has a team behind him. Like that's why he's so successful. That's what I'm saying. Like without a team, like it's hard to get somewhere. Like when someone says like, yo, like this person did it on their own, no one gets to the top on their own. No. You always have to have people around you. You're never gonna make it on your own. It's impossible.
Never.
You need a team around.
I mean, a lot of credit goes to that one person, of course.
Of course,
but
they're the main guy.
That push is really, I think, you need a lot, you know. But I mean, obviously, he put the team together. He built that culture.
Yeah.
He built that Gary Vee culture. He's the one who built it. But that goes to say also, I want to just mention that, like, because I guess you're a fan, and a lot of people are fans of his as well that follow you. So obviously, a lot of his fans will watch this.
For sure,
You know, like, it's just like, it goes to tell you, like, I was just like a regular kid with no followers, and I made it all the way up there where I was like just meeting with him, and we talk about certain things. And then, like, it's just like, you know, anyone can really just get to that point.
Yeah.
Like, it's not, you don't, like, even Gary, when you look at it, bro, Gary Vee's one of the first, like, non-celebrity celebrities. You understand? So a lot of people ask me, why are you, so here, I'll explain to you. A lot of people tell me, who are you? Because you're not like a celebrity or anything, but I have 230,000 followers. I'm verified. And I don't know. I'm just a regular guy. Like, look, I'm not an NBA player, soccer player. I'm not an actor, actress, whatever.
Porn star.
I'm not a reality show star. Literally, I'm just that guy from Montreal, Canada, that just like grew to a lot of followers doing this. It's not like I'm not like a chef. You know what I mean? So it's just Gary Vee was just. I'm an entrepreneur. I share my stuff, but like Gary was just another entrepreneur, another person, right? And he just like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyone can rise like all the way up there, no matter what they do.
It's just a matter of putting in the work and just having the drive and the passion, man. That's all it is. Honestly. All right. Well, that's great, man. That's so cool. Like, obviously, love Gary Vee, and I'm gonna keep doing Gary Vee impressions and parodies. One day, my dream is to fucking work with Gary Vee. One day, it'll happen. I'm gonna fucking be on the same podcast as him. I'm gonna be a team with Gary Vee. I'm putting it out there right now for the whole world to know.
Why don't we do a little?
Baby.
Let me ask you a question. Let me just ask you a question. Let's do a little clip. So we clip that. So let's do a little clip while we're live recording. So guys, this is how we create content. Let me ask you a question, and you just lecture me on what I do. Let me ask you, like, okay. So, you want to present the tea, like, or do I just ask you?
Yeah. All right. Everyone, you were here with wait, hold on, let me do it again. I'm gonna start it again. All right. Let's get someone else in here. Okay, let's get someone else in here. All right. Hey, how's it going, everybody? This is Farokh. You're an entrepreneur, right?
Yes. What's up, Gary? I'm an entrepreneur, and I had a question for you.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Go
I just want to know, like, how do I get over the fact that I don't have the support of my family?
Yeah. How old are you?
25.
Great. Okay. Yeah. You have so much fucking time. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm just 25 and I want to start my business, and just my family just doesn't like want me to do it, want me to study and stuff because I'm Persian, you know, like I got to be a lawyer or a doctor, and I just don't want to do that.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. My man. Okay. Listen. Don't fucking overthink it. Okay. Just have a plan. Right? Read. I don't actually. I don't fucking read. Okay. I just fucking do. I fucking do, bro. Okay. Just fucking grind. Okay. Write everything down. Go fucking sell eBay shit. Okay. Bro, you think you're gonna be a success right away? Not gonna fucking happen, bro. Okay, I've been grinding for 17 years straight. Okay, just fucking do it. Fuck your parents. Don't care. All right.
So I should just say like fuck your parents, fuck my parents, and all that stuff.
My man, like it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Just fucking like go for it. Whether you want to talk to your friends or your family, it's all about you, my man. It's all in your fucking head. Okay, it's mindset, baby. It's like just fucking grind, okay?
You're such a clown, bro.
I am clown. Okay, buddy.
You're a clown.
Okay, yeah, that was great. That was cool. Okay, well, I'm gonna ask a couple more questions and then we can wrap it up. But actually, I want to ask you if there's one thing that you've learned being in your industry, what is it, and what's like the most important lesson you've learned, or like that you'd like to share?
I think it'll apply to everything you're trying to do in life, in every industry. And the best piece of advice that was ever given was be the person everybody wants to work with. So right, I think like that in my industry and yours or whatever is just like, be that person that's just like, be kind, be genuine, be authentic. Those are all separate advices too, but it all goes in hand. Like by being that person, being yourself and just kind and just open to everything, even like treating people right, even people who disagree with you, even like not everyone's going to agree with you anyways, but even in business, because you have a name, you have a rep that precedes you always. So keep a rep clean, especially in this industry. Always be true, always be real, always keep it real with your followers, with your engagement, everything, and it'll come back to you. Especially now specifically for social. Don't fake your shit, be cool, be yourself and be authentic. Be authentic, baby. Be on like just be undeniably yourself. Be authentic.
Dude, just fucking be authentic. Okay, authenticity, bro. Authenticity beats any other fucking form of personality, bro. Just be fucking authentic, okay?
Exactly.
Okay, genuine, compassion, bro. I have so much fucking compassion for people, bro. Like everyone's just fucking struggling. The fucking parents tell them to go to school and get a degree. Bro, I fucking failed every fucking class, okay? I'm authentic. I fucking grinded, bro.
Crazy guy.
Anyways, but that's great, man. Like honestly, that's the best message out there. Honestly, just like
there's nothing else.
Being genuine and authentic is the best way, man. There's no matter how much you try to be someone else or like try to fake it or whatever, it's like eventually it's gonna come back to you. Eventually gonna like.
But also, put yourself out there.
Yeah, be proactive.
Be proactive. Put yourself out there. Collaborate. So that goes back to that goes back to be the person everyone wants to work with, because you want to collaborate with people. Never think you're too big for anyone or anything.
No.
Never just put yourself out there as much as man. Social media, this shit, bro, is so big. There's so much going on the back of his phone. Right now, my phone I have a LinkedIn mention, a Instagram mention, a Telegram, this, that, an email, and like a TikTok thing, and it's just like you can do so much.
Yeah.
Just put yourself out there, collaborate, if you want to grow, if you want to build a company or anything related to social media, like this is what you're going to have to do.
Yeah. And like, just like you, man, you didn't have to do this podcast with me, but you're a cool guy. You're open to opportunities. You never know, right? You're just always open to share things and
always open to share.
Bro, yeah. And like, this is great, man. Like so much value is being given out, a little bit of humor, a little bit of fun, a little experience.
Exactly. And whoever wants to watch. Like, maybe there's going to be 5 people watching. Maybe there's going to be 50,000. Who cares?
But at least we'll know, at least one person will take something crazy out of this. If not, right? Like, if not 5,000, whatever, right? Because that's the whole point is, like, putting yourself out there. You never know how much of someone's life you can actually change as well, right?
Yeah.
That's the whole point of this. That's what I'm here to
Exactly.
do, right? So, and we're both doing the same thing, which that's why I fuck with you, bro. I love your vibe. You're
Thank
nice.
you, man. I appreciate that.
You're just like you know what you're doing, man, and you're a great role model for a lot of people, I'm sure. And
Thanks, man. I appreciate
and
that.
it's great to chat with you, man. And before I finish off, I like to do a quick thing. Actually, I mean, it's the first time I'm gonna try it, but when I have guests, I'm gonna do a quick rapid fire to end it off. So
Okay.
down, we'll do that real quick.
I'm super down. What is that?
All right, let's do it rapid fire. So I ask you a quick question. You answer the first thing that's on your mind.
Let me get a sip of water.
Yeah. All right, ready? It's only a few questions, so it's nothing crazy. Ready? All right, yeah. Let's go, bro. Get warmed up, baby. Let's get this. Let's get this work. Let's get this work, baby. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Comes Wolf of Wall Street, bro. That's my shit. Okay. Ready? Okay. I'm gonna ask you a quick question, and then you just answer however you want. All right. Yeah. So, first question is, what is your biggest pet peeve?
Sorry. It's such deep questions. I didn't know so many. Like, I have so many.
Yeah.
Like when someone's not being honest.
Sorry?
Liars.
Liars? Why?
Yeah. I cannot stand being lied to, because I'm someone who's very raw and honest and direct. Even if I don't like you, I'm gonna tell you. Liars.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Great. Perfect. I'm the same way. Who's your celebrity crush?
Right now, or since forever? I don't, bro. I swear to God, I don't have I've been asked before, and I'm live, and I don't have a celebrity crush. It's so weird. I just don't.
Okay, who do you like the best? Who's your favorite person right now? It doesn't have to be a celebrity, but who's your favorite person?
Favorite person?
Who do you fuck with the most? Who do you fuck with the most?
I just, it's so weird, bro. I literally don't consume much. Like, I'm not joking. Like,
okay, we'll go back to that.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Persian food?
Bro, honestly, nothing beats a perfect chilo kebab.
Oh my goodness.
No, just keep it simple, a chilo kebab. But my favorite dish on earth, that if I had one last meal before I die, my mother's albolu polo.
Oh my God. Boy, I am drooling, Baba. Water is coming out of my mouth. That's perfect. That's good. I like that. Who's your favorite comedian? And if you don't say me, I'm gonna be mad.
So it's you now, but back in the days when he used to do a lot of stand-up, and I have an autograph of him, and it was Mas Dobrani.
Okay, that's cool.
Bro, that man is an OG goat of Persian comedians.
I'm opening for him.
Huh?
I'm opening for him.
No way?
Yeah.
When?
I was supposed to open for him in March, but obviously it got canceled.
Whenever it happens, let me know, and I'll see if I can come.
Yeah, it's gonna be in Toronto. Obviously, they rescheduled to November 28th. So that's like
your birthday.
Pretty much my birthday.
Amazing.
Yeah,
that's
crazy,
sick.
right? Yeah. What's your favorite brand of alcohol? If you drink.
I do love. I'm more of a wine guy. So anything red, Bordeaux, French red.
Ooh. Okay. What's your favorite pastime? What do you like doing on your free time?
Honestly, like, my commenting is just my free time. Like, I have so much fun on it. I just spend time. Yeah, or just going up, like, just like spending time with my family, chilling. Yeah. Like, that's the only things I'm doing right now.
So, and what is your guilty pleasure?
Guilty pleasure.
Something that always.
Bro, your questions are tough. Like, it's not questions you think of. Like, like, I don't think of those things. What's my guilty pleasure?
Like something that you love, like you'll always love doing it, no matter what it is. Like, or eating, or doing, or drinking, or something, whatever, anything.
My guilty pleasure.
Like, for me, it's Nutella, bro. For me, it's Nutella. I'll eat that shit. I'll bathe in that shit if I could.
Well, it's actually, not gonna lie to you guys, but during quarantine, my guilty pleasure has been wine. Even before, like, since like a year or two, I've been really more interested in like reading about it. So I know I'm saying the same answer, but it's just like,
baby.
I like having my glass of wine, bro.
Hey,
and
man.
That's my thing,
Of course.
It's my thing. I don't condone it, but I like it.
Yeah. What's your favorite music?
Oh, I listen to so much different music. Obviously, like the what I listen to the most is hip hop.
Yeah.
Like on a day-to-day basis, but I love like classical Italian music. Like Andrea Bocelli is my favorite artist of all time.
Oh, nice.
But I can also listen to Charles Aznavour, French music. I love.
No idea what that is. That sounds good.
French music. You're gonna love it. I'll send it to you.
Yeah, send me some shit. And a couple more, and we'll wrap it up. What is your favorite type of juice? Or pop?
Orange juice never disappoints.
OJ? You love that OJ?
But no, sorry. My utmost favorite, I have the taste of it in my mouth right now. I need to go add some peach juice. Bro. Peach juice slaps. Try it.
Okay. I like that. All right. And the final and most important question of all: tits or ass?
Ooh. You know what? I was more. I've been more of a tits guy recently.
Hey man, you like what you like.
But you know what? I've been like switching over a lot.
Hey,
I just depends on the vibe, you know.
Depends on the day, the vibe. That's it. All right.
Depends on the day, you know.
Hey, depends on the fucking day. What do you thought? Hey, yo, hey.
You fucking mortadella.
Hey, mortadella. Oh, hey.
Oh,
bro. Oh, good God. All right, man. Well, that's it, man. Thank you for answering those questions. I know they're pretty tough. I'm sorry, but
that was great, though. I love that rapid fire idea. Amazing. Is,
right? I'm gonna try. I'm gonna make it better next time.
We never get asked anymore.
I know, right?
You ask me if you ask me what I think about something really smart on social media, I'll spew it out in 2 seconds because I've been doing it.
I know, right?
But I don't think every day of who my freaking celebrity crush is.
That's what I'm saying.
Or what juice I drink.
That's why they're great questions. Yeah. Thank you, man. Really I appreciate that. Hey, man. Thank you, Farokh. Or Farokh for all the white people who can't pronounce it. Thank you for joining in, man. You're my first guest, so I appreciate you taking the time of your day because I know you're really busy to be on this. You're a cool dude, and I look forward to working with you in the future one day. Sure. But yeah, man. Thank you so much. And do you have any last words for the Finding Neema podcast?
Well, guys, if you've made it this far, thank you. First of all, I know Serena, you made it out here. So
Serena's definitely still here.
Hey,
yeah, that's it.
You all know that. And then, just from what you should take away from this podcast, which was a lot of fun, like ins and outs. We talked about a lot of stuff, so you might get lost some places, but it's really just like go out there, put yourself out there, and just like keep going. Just be. You have 2 people here who are Persian 25-year-old dudes from Canada, same sort of his whatever. And look, we're just putting ourselves out there as much as possible, and it's working for us. So, hello, it can work for all you guys too.
Let's get it. All right, man. The CEO mogul Farokh, thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you guys on another episode of Finding Neema. Thank you guys, and we're out. Peace.